The holding bay of the Galactic Rescue Station reeked of fear and disinfectant. Rook, a 7-foot Creathian security officer with chitinous armor and mandibles that clicked nervously, stood outside Containment Cell 7 with his plasma stunner drawn. Inside, a small creature no larger than a Terran house cat paced back and forth. Its 6 legs, moving in an unsettling rhythm. Its fur bristled with bioluminescent quills that flashed angry reds and oranges. Another rescue gone wrong, Rook muttered, his translator rendering his clicks into standard galactic. 3 handlers injured. The veterinary team refuses to approach it. The creature was a Vexling cub, orphaned when poachers destroyed its family pod on the outer rim of the Andara system. Despite its size, the cub had already sent 2 Quarian medics to the infirmary with deep gashes and 1 Helvon biologist retreating with chemical burns from its defensive secretions. The station commander had given them 48 hours to either rehabilitate the creature or, well, no one wanted to discuss the alternative. That's when Mila arrived. The human walked into the observation deck wearing a simple gray jumpsuit, her dark hair pulled back in a practical ponytail. She carried nothing but a data pad and what appeared to be a small pouch of treats. Rook's mandibles spread in what his species considered a skeptical expression. "You're the specialist?" he asked, eyeing her distinctly average build. Humans had only joined the galactic community 30 standard years ago, and their reputation was still being written. Some species admired their adaptability, others considered them recklessly soft. "Mila Chen, xenozoological behavioral specialist," she replied, already studying the cub through the transparent aluminum barrier. "Tell me, has anyone tried non-threatening approach protocols?" Rook's translator struggled with the concept. "We've attempted standard pacification techniques, sedative darts, pheromone diffusers, even a melodian calming singer. The creature rejected all interventions with extreme prejudice." Mila nodded, still watching the cub. Its quills were a constant display of aggression, cycling through hostile colors. But she noticed something others had missed the pattern. Every 7 seconds, a flicker of blue appeared at the base of its neck. Fear. The poor thing was terrified. "It's a baby," Mila said softly. "It watched its family die, got shipped across the galaxy, and now giants keep trying to grab it or shoot it with things. I'd be pretty angry too." "Your point being?" "Open the door." Rook's entire body went rigid. "Absolutely not. Regulations clearly state, Rook." Mila turned to face him, and the Crethian was surprised by the quiet confidence in her eyes. "I've worked with frightened animals across 15 systems. Trust me on this, or your alternative is putting down a traumatized infant." The security officer's mandibles clicked in an agitated rhythm, but something in the human's steady gaze made him reach for the door controls. "On your head, human." Literally. The barrier slid open with a soft hiss. Immediately, the Vexling cub spun toward the entrance, quills flaring brilliant crimson. A deep, rattling growl emerged from its throat, far too large a sound for such a small creature. It crouched low, ready to spring. Mila stepped inside and immediately sat down on the floor, making herself smaller. She didn't look directly at the cub predator behavior. Instead, she angled her body to the side and began speaking in a low, rhythmic tone. The words didn't matter. Vexlings didn't understand galactic standard, but the tone carried across species barriers. Calm, unthreatening, safe. The cub's growl continued, but its quills flickered red, orange, then that brief flash of blue. Fear winning over aggression. Mila slowly extended one hand, palm down, fingers relaxed. She didn't reach toward the creature but simply offered. An invitation, not an intrusion. Minutes passed. Rook watched through the barrier, his 4 hearts beating an anxious rhythm. The Vexling took a tentative step forward. Then another. Its growl reduced to a suspicious rumble. Those large, liquid eyes, evolved for hunting in twilight forests, studied this strange new creature that sat so calmly on its level. Then Mila did something that made Rook's translator emit an error tone, because it lacked proper context for the action. She extended one finger and gently, quickly, tapped the vexling's nose. Boop! The cub froze. Its quills cycled through a rainbow of confusion, orange to yellow to a shocked purple. It backed up 2 steps, shook its head, as if trying to understand what had just happened, then cautiously approached again. Mila's finger descended once more. Boop! This time, the cub's quills flashed a color Rook had never seen in vexlings. Soft pink. Contentment. The rattling growl transformed into something almost like a purr. The creature butted its head against Mila's hand, clearly requesting more of this bizarre human ritual. "What did you do?" Rook asked, through the intercom, mandibles hanging open in shock. Mila smiled, continuing to gently tap the cub's nose while scratching behind its auditory ridge. Showed it that not all touch means harm. On Earth, we call it booping. Works on cats, dogs, and apparently alien wildlife. It's playful, non-threatening, and breaks the fear-aggression cycle. The vexling cub climbed into Mila's lap, quills now cycling through contented blues and pinks. It nuzzled against her chest, making soft chirping sounds. Every few seconds, it would raise its head, clearly asking for more taps on its nose. Incredible. Rook breathed, already recording the interaction for the station's database. The creature is completely docile. Not docile, Mila corrected, continuing her gentle interaction with the cub. Just no longer terrified. There's a difference. It needed to learn that not every being in the universe wants to hurt it. Duha. 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 Over the following days, Mila worked with the vexling cub, gradually introducing it to other species and handlers. But she made sure everyone learned the technique, the gentle boop, the patient approach, the respect for the creature's space and trauma. The cub, which the staff had begun calling taps due to its constant requests for nose boops, transformed from a dangerous, aggressive handful into a playful, affectionate juvenile. Rook found himself in the observation deck regularly, watching the human and the vexling play. He'd seen countless species interact in countless ways across his 30-year career. But there was something about the human's approach that fascinated him. They didn't see themselves as superior, didn't rely purely on technology or force. They met creatures where they were, with patience and strange rituals like booping that somehow transcended biology. "Your species is unusual," Rook commented during one observation session. Mila looked up from where Taps was enthusiastically demanding his 15th nose tap of the hour. "How so?" You approach the galaxy with the assumption that connection is possible. Most species see differences first. You seem to see similarities. Mila considered this while delivering another satisfying boop to the now ecstatic vexling. Maybe that's because we spent so long thinking we were alone in the universe. Now that we know we're not, we're just happy to make friends wherever we can. She smiled as Taps purred, his quills a contented rainbow of pastels. Even the ones who growl at first. Rook's mandibles spread in what humans had taught him was called a smile. Perhaps these soft, strange creatures from Earth had something to teach the galaxy after all. Something that couldn't be found in regulations, or protocols, or weapons. Sometimes, all you needed was a gentle boop and the patience to try.